Thanks for staying with us. Up next on the program is Newspaper Review. Stay with us.
All right, I got our news for reviewer here. I wanted to say we got our Chukwudi Okoli here.
I am not yours. I am not for Good Morning Nigeria. Do I hold anything back?
I guess.
For the 15 minutes you're with us, you are ours.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I understand the stuttering. It's natural.
You were discussing before the camera came in. So
that actually it was that discussion. Yes.
We're talking about the match.
We were talking about our anger. Please stop being so euphemistic. I was annoyed yesterday. I was annoyed. Something has to happen to that team.
Yeah, somebody said something yesterday, and I just said, Finidi George has finished us.
It's not Finidi George. My gangling Finidi George is going to do well. It is the team.
Has finished us.
They did well, yes, in the last competition they came second, but I can tell you that those boys run essentially flat-footed. They have to run on the balls of their feet, like that South African attacker.
That's Coach Chukwudi Okoli there.
Well,
thank you so much for the sports techniques. Let's quickly look at the papers and the headlines that are leading this morning. We'll begin with the leadership. And the lead story here is on compressed natural gas. Conversion cost, infrastructure deficit threatening CNG initiative. Riders, 1.6 litre engine conversion cost 400,000 naira. Experts decry distribution expenses. And details on page 4 of the leadership. Above that, we have a story that is trending. It's from the House of Reps. Again, lawmakers want 6-year single tenure for president governors. Details on page 20. Beside the lead story, we have CBN dismisses license revocation rumors. Details on page 22. Below that, Ida Kabir, prices soar. Ram sells for 1 million naira in Kaduna. So the question is, how many civil servants can afford that?
You must be joking. I know it's not my time. But 1 million what?
Naira.
Okay.
That's in Kaduna. In Abuja, maybe 1.2.
The cheapest actually is 750,000.
But Ademola, what are you talking about?
That's the immature
So
RAM.
how many of our Muslim brothers and sisters can afford the RAM?
Well, it's not compulsory.
Are you sure it's not compulsory?
It is not. It's not by force. If you cannot afford it, do it something else.
All right. Let's look away from that story. But of course, I'm hoping that my Muslim friends would actually get salad, the salah meat. So if you like, what is it called? Salah ram.
It's salah ram, which means that the number of places.
There's this Muslim who always will send us mutton.
Don't bank on it.
That's sheep, meat of a sheep.
Don't expect
it's
it.
It's not likely to come anymore. So I have a personal stake in the matter.
Me too, because I mean, before now you would have seen, these rams being tied to everywhere you go. You just see a ram here, ram. But I've walked through my streets. I've not seen one single ram. Chooks.
All right.
Which means that the likelihood of me getting a ram this year, it's 0. Anyway, let's continue.
Let's look above the masthead. Edo Ondo polls. INEC wants corrupt officials against compromise. Details on page 7. And yes, minimum wage. We won't resume strike for now. That's according to Ajero. And the question is why. You want to read up that to find out what's going on. And then we have plane carrying Malawi's Vice President Mason. Details on page 19. So that's it from the leadership this morning. Let's quickly turn our attention to the New Telegraph. The New Telegraph leads with reps seek rotational 6-year single term for president, governors, 2 vice presidents. Of course, that's on all the papers this morning and it is trending. You want to see what that's about. Below the picture story, we have 27 Rivers lawmakers, still PDP members. Court rules. Page 4 would guide you. Minimum wage, Labour awaits Tinubu's executive bill to determine next line of action. SGF receives tripartite panel report. Details on pages 2 and 5. And then just quickly looking away from that now, we have CBN external debt servicing gulped $2.19 billion in 5 months. Reassures bank customers of funds safety. All right, that's it this morning. And then, of course, the reshufflement in the Police Service Commission is also right here. Tinubu removes Arase, appoints Arungugu as new PSC chair. Shaidu now NPTF boss. So that's it. But we have this one in the green strip. Evening physical activity lowers blood sugar levels, according to a study. That's one story you want to see.
That's interesting.
Evening physical activity lowers blood sugar levels, according to reports.
That's interesting.
And,
so it's not just about having exercises in the morning.
And issues with blood sugar are beginning to really increase in this country. People should be careful. Very important. That you're not at the insulin level of control doesn't mean you shouldn't be concerned. Because even the drugs you take, some of them are becoming more and more expensive. You know?
Yeah, they are. Okay, let me just quickly read the Daily Sun newspaper that I have with me. Just beside the nameplate, we have strike, no work, no pay. OPS threatens NLC and TUC. The details can be found on page 26. Constitutional amendments, I think Larry has read that. Reps propose 6-year single tenure for president and governors. Details is on page 6. We have lost over 400 persons. Igbo community in Benue cries out. Details of that story can be found on page 4. Federal government advocates harmonization of NIN-TIN for access to information. Details on page 28. NDDC prepares for imminent flooding to build emergency shelter. Southwest governors reaffirm support for state police. Details of that story is on page 26. Terrorists kill 4 policemen, 2 security corps officers, 20 others in Katsina State. Details of that story is on page 5. Chooks.
You know, when I see cohesion by a particular part of this country, I really praise it. Southwest governors, there's something about them that I like. It's just like when I come here and I talk about Zulum, I talk about the NDLA man, you know. They launched the Southwest anthem, Ishenwa Fuilewa, to show you how cohesive they are.
Ishewa Fuilewa.
Ishenwa Fuilewa. I didn't get it right?
You tried.
I've tried, please. Okay? Then they are saying we are going into massive food production. And they have given orders, not marching orders. Nigerian editors keep on misusing that word. Marching orders means you're sacking somebody from their post. They've given them directives to get this done. I like the cohesiveness, the cohesion that Southwest governors, you know, show. At that meeting, they elected Sanwo-Olu as the chairman of the forum there. And I like it. Of course, the state police thing they're supporting. I've told you it's a matter of time.
What's this thing about
we'll all
anthems?
get to know that state police is good for every one of us. We'll get there. Yes,
State
we're asking
police.
I'm just asking, what's the thing about anthems, you know, this season?
Look, certain things go beyond symbolism to actually touch on the unity of a people. It's part of communication. Don't want to go into that because Chooks the boy is not going to stop.
By the
Okay?
way, Edo launched theirs recently too.
Who?
Edo States, they have an anthem now.
Edo is just a state. I talked about the cohesion I see in the Southwest.
No, my question
is the
generally.
region. That's the
It
region,
should
right?
become an example to other parts of Nigeria. I know what I'm talking about. Yes.
Anyway, but for the average Nigerian, they'll just be asking that, you know, should we be concerned about anthems at this critical, you know, time, you know, that the nation is currently facing a lot of, I feel like...
We could as well not be
Economic.
concerned about our culture because there's hunger in the land. This Gen Z, is that what they call them?
The Gen Z
They have their
generation.
ideas. You're not necessarily part of
I'm
them.
not a Gen Z.
She
Tripartite
thinks like
committee
she thinks like one.
Submits report, Labour insists on living wage. Actually, Southwest governors said, we are waiting for FG Labour negotiation end point before we make our own decision. Again, one of the decisions they took yesterday. Now, let's quickly say that concerning the NLC, remember the ILO meeting took them away to Geneva and all that. When they come back, they're going to continue. And the plea is keep jawing. We'll get there. We will. Keep jawing. One last one, alleged 423 billion naira fraud. EFCC raises team to probe El-Rufai. Please, El-Rufai is innocent till proved guilty. But the reason I'm raising this, I said it the other time, from APC former governor to be investigated by an APC incumbent governor is good news for Nigeria in terms of accountability. We are tired of it's a family affair.
Thank you very much, Chooks. Well, we just have to sign you
I
off.
actually need to thank you too, the interview panel here. NHIS came on the other time and you told them that when it's the computer going to start working again, they've started working again. We thank you so much.
Thank you.
And of course, we thank NHIS too.
Thank you
We
for the
thank
feedback.
NTA.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
But I'm quite surprised. Before we let you go, I'm quite surprised you didn't talk about this 6-year single term for president and governors that the reps are
Because
offering.
you don't start a sentence with because. I didn't do that because...
No, you are responding, actually.
it's okay. I didn't do that because I know that the time is not on our side.
Of course.
Otherwise, trust the parrot.
I'm looking forward to hear your view about that.
I sure will talk about it.
Maybe, okay. All right, we now take a break now. Good Morning Nigeria continues. Stay with us.